So map number 2 coming up here, and of course we have Rapha with a 1-0 lead. He's just 2 maps away from having his name once again on the trophy here at the Intel Extreme Masters. And moving on to Dismemberment, of course, map number 2. CZM, what's your opinion on this map between these two players?
I mean, this is definitely Cooler's map pick. You know, I think they both like the map. They both had a lot of close games on this tournament. Hey, I mean, we'll see. It could definitely go either way.
And there are the Cooler fans. And we are into map number 2 as we go right straight away into the game. And of course, Cooler here off the start will pick up Mega Health, will of course have himself the yellow armor. He's got a rocket launcher and a railgun right now. And just picking up pretty much everything he can. Obviously, those shards, 5 HP bubbles. He knows in such a close game that every little advantage that he can pick up will help him out in the first fight.
Cooler in position for this red armor. Rapha looking to get the next Mega Health, but Cooler is good to defend it.
Yep, Cooler underneath. Rapha just made his jump across. Who's going to get this red armor? Sorry, Mega Health. And Rapha goes through. He is up there, so he can make that jump over. Cooler will go through the teleporter. Of course, Rapha had already taken away that Mega, though.
Yep. I don't think there's going to be a fight over this next red armor. They're just going to split the Rapha's going to get the yellow, and maybe they'll both go for some shards. It's going to come down to initial damage in the next fight.
Here we go, both
and
players meeting
up.
Yeah, it was a great rocket from Cooler. As he takes the high ground. 9 seconds or so until Mega Health comes up. So Cooler already in position.
Now Cooler knows he has a stack advantage, so he's looking to catch Rapha out of position a bit. It seems that Rapha read that correctly and just got the red armor untouched.
Cooler won't mind so much. His armor stack is up at 200 now after the collection of that yellow armor. Good rockets from Rapha.
Awesome rockets. That kind of negates Cooler's advantage, puts him at a slight disadvantage. And Rapha is now the favorite to defend this next red armor.
And those rockets, of course, thrown back and forth. Cooler, at the moment, over by the yellow armor area.
It was a nice try by Cooler, that rail. I mean, he came in unexpectedly, pretty much guaranteed that he wouldn't take any damage, and could have hit that rail on Rapha, which might have hurt. But uncontested Mega Grab. That's a bit unfortunate for Rapha to miss that kind of easy rail.
He was set up for that railgun shot. Here comes Cooler. Good rockets back from Rapha, but Cooler will start to push in. He's got a little bit of luck there with that rocket. Flung him over to the other side. Great
rockets from Rapha. This could do it.
Cooler down to just 48 health.
That'll do it.
And here we go. The grenade, of course, just to stop Cooler getting in on that red armor. Rapha came in from behind with the rocket, and I think that one was pretty much direct on Cooler. He's only got 13 health.
Cooler with 13 health. Just a few shaft bubbles or shaft cells would do the trick. Can Rapha find him, though? Oh, looks like Cooler gets away.
Yeah, that's a great move by Cooler to get away without dying. He's even got a height advantage over, but here comes Rapha up the jump pad, gets the kill. And it's always a risky move to take up that jump pad, but for Rapha, of course, he had a massive health and armor stack, which meant that he could take that risk.
Even though Cooler died there, I think he did a great job hitting kind of unexpected damage on Rapha.
And Rapha waiting around.
And now Cooler has a chance because the Mega and the Red come up at the same time.
That should give Cooler one of these power-ups. Rapha will go straight in for the Red rather than trying to hit a shot off on towards the Mega, which Cooler, of course, picked up just a few seconds earlier. And now those two major items are split on time, so there's the opportunity for Rapha to hold a big control.
And there could be a fight here. It'll come down to initial damage. Uh-oh.
Oh, Cooler's gone super aggressive here. Switches out to the rocket launcher. Rapha down to just 47 health, 1 armor. And Cooler definitely has an opportunity to get this one as he pushes in. And he will make the frag back. It's 2-1 to Rapha. But Cooler picking up that last frag. Will he get himself over onto Mega? There's the question. Rapha will make the jump. And Rocket jumps out, playing it safe.
Yep. It puts them at about an equal stack, but Cooler definitely has the position advantage on this next red armor coming up.
And that red will be up in 5 seconds. Just hanging around.
Looks like Rapha's not even risking it.
Drops in for that red.
And the question is now, can Cooler find Rapha before the next Mega Health, or is he going to bait him at it?
Well, a few armor shards for Cooler, just to boost his health armor stack. And he's worried that Rapha is going to make the jump over. But in the end, Rapha decides, well, I'm not healthy enough to be anywhere near that Mega and challenge for it. Cooler got red armor as well, so he's looking very dominant in terms of his control at this stage.
Yeah, great stack for Cooler. Doesn't want to risk up the jump pad or anything, though.
We're going to hit the 5-minute remaining mark. Of course, half-time here in map number 2. Rapha still leading 2-1, but it's definitely Cooler who has the hold on the map.
I do like how patient Rapha is being. He's not taking unnecessary risks by attacking the red armor or the Mega Health when he knows that Cooler's going to be there. And he's doing a little damage here and there. I mean, if one of these fights went in his favor, then, you know, we could have equal stack again.
And Cooler doing some great damage here onto Rapha. And Rapha, of course, did go through that teleporter, but decided, I'm not going to go over for the Mega Health. That will be suicide. I'm just going to run away from this point. Here we go. Rails exchange between both players. We will see Rapha again. Stay defensive, hit the rail, run away. Good decision from Rapha.
Cooler's doing a great job being quiet, trying to catch Rapha out of position. Rapha conversely is doing a great job just doing a little bit of damage here and there, hoping for his chance to do a lot more damage. Not taking too much himself.
Now we have the opportunity for Rapha to pick up the Mega Health. We've got Cooler over by red armor.
I guess Rapha did not know that at the time.
Yeah, and definitely decided that he doesn't want to be anywhere near that Mega Health because there's probably an angry Russian waiting for him. And as the grenades are spammed, of course, Rapha already out. Definitely doesn't want to take a fight at this stage of the game. We've got 3.5 minutes to go. Cooler only 1 frag behind.
Yep.
Red armor available. Let's have a look at Rapha and see if he's able to sneak over. We're going to see the 2 players meet though. Rapha will do some damage and of course gets himself straight out. And he's built up a 140 armor stack. This is really great from Rapha to, you know, minimize that damage taken, get himself some armors and get into a position where he can actually fight for a major item.
Oh, missed the rocket just a little bit, but Cooler didn't get the Mega, so hey. Yeah, that'll at least delay him a little bit. Not decisively, but...
Rapha doesn't have time on red. That's a bit of a problem. But he's going to know when the red armor comes up. There is Cooler, connects with the rail. Rapha managing to dodge away from the second, but Cooler will hit the third. And only 10 seconds until the yellow armor comes up, so Rapha has to be very, very careful. He can survive 1 rail hit.
This is a very dangerous time for Rapha. I mean, Cooler has full stack. He can be anywhere in the map. Looks like he's going to try to get this Mega Health, give himself the full 394 hit points. And I mean, what can Rapha do now? I mean, he's got very little time to defend before this
is a risk. And he manages to get the red armor. Cooler actually drops in. Good rocket from the Russian, but again, Rapha escapes. Rail connected as well. Cooler will hit 1 back of his own.
Awesome rails by Cooler.
Yeah, Cooler really is hitting a lot of railgun. But still, Rapha survives with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, I'm just amazed at how well Rapha calculated that red escape. But Cooler's going for the kill. He does not even want to take the red. He's just going for the kill at the Mega Health. And Rapha doesn't want either. He knows that he's like pretty much open to attack from any angle.
Of course, Mega being taken away. Rapha is stuck inside of this red armor area. And another good decision from Rapha. Rocket jump away. And this could be a terrible time for him, actually. He's trapped inside. Yep. There's a direct rocket from Cooler. We are all tied up with 1.5 minutes to go here on Dismemberment. Map number 2. And Cooler definitely in the driving seat now. He's guaranteed himself at least that overtime position. So pressure is on Rapha to actually get into this game. He can't play super defensive all the time because, well, a kill just has to happen for him. There's a great rocket. That could change how this map is going to turn out. As the Mega Health does go over to Rapha. Oh, and
nice
another rail. Great play.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like Rapha's bounced back pretty quickly from that missed red armor pickup.
Problem was there. Super rocket from Cooler.
And now they're trying to find each other. Both players not making any sound.
Oh, and there's a great rocket from Rapha as he comes up. Cooler will back away. Rapha drops in, and Cooler has killed himself with 34 seconds left. But don't be misled here. Rapha is still fairly low. 50 will help him out tremendously. And there is Cooler. He knows that he probably has to challenge here for a fight. Rapha going to play defensive. 20 seconds on the clock.
Nice prediction shot. Didn't do too much damage.
7 seconds for red armor. For Rapha, this is a no-go situation. He's just going to look for the damage output.
What is Cooler going to try?
And he goes up the jump pad. Rapha, just
4
misses
seconds.
that rail. 4 seconds to go. 2 seconds to go. Rapha is going to win map number 2 with a 2-1 victory. Great play from Rapha. And I'll tell you what, we saw a Quake on between Cypher and Cooler, a great match on Aero Walk where Cypher played out of control for so long. And that was another kind of similar thing there for Rapha. So many minutes, I guess maybe 8 minutes of that map, let's say, out of control. And he still manages to win. Just a 2-1 scoreline. Brilliant from Rapha.
And I think Cooler did a great job trying to catch Rapha out of position. It just didn't pay off for him as he hoped it would. But I mean, I thought that was a mind-blowingly awesome game from both players. Rapha's patience when he had, no armor to his name. His decisions not to go for items strategically. I mean, that was all just like really amazing, I thought.
So between map number 2 and 3, we're going to go to Livia. She's got an update for us.
Yeah, absolutely, I do, Joe. I'm sorry to break concentration from this epic Quake Live match that we're seeing right here, but I do have an update in the StarCraft 2 for you. It turns out that Squirtle has beaten Moonglade 3-2 in an amazing 5-map series, and this means that the Koreans have secured the top 3 spots in the StarCraft 2 tournament, and that's looking really, really great. We're going to have Ace playing Moon on stage just after this Quake Live final. But for now, we're going to get back to the action, so I'll take it back to you, Joe.
So here we go, then map number 3 is about to kick off. Of course, it will be Tourney 4, otherwise known as Vertical Vengeance. And CZM, your opinion on this map between these two players? And we've seen actually before at the European Championship, it only takes 27 seconds to get some frags onto Cooler.
Cooler's rails have been unbelievably on in the past few maps, so hey, I mean, this is a map that has a railgun, has a lot of open spaces. Should be very interesting.
Well, let's see what's going to happen. Rapha, of course, is on championship point. One more map victory, and he will claim for the 2nd season in a row the World Championship title. Let's see what's going to happen. So Tourney 4 will be the 3rd map. And of course, Cooler needs some time just to try and humiliate Rapha for a little while before we start off. As we mentioned before, Cooler decides when we start. Nothing new. And of course, Rapha, we've seen some great play from him on T4 in the past. Cooler, a master of control. And just a little bit of information, probably the biggest difference here, we've got no lightning gun. That railgun, of course, will play a massive part in this 3rd map. And of course, the Mega Health also has a much longer spawn time, CZM.
Cooler's got a very interesting style on this map. He prefers to rocket jump, even when he has fairly low health, to try to cut his opponent off. I mean, basically emphasizing position over anything else. Upper level advantage, being around the corner when your opponent's trying to get an important item, and then hitting amazing long distance rails, and especially the ones that matter. He's been absolutely on form this game when it comes to hitting the important rails.
We used to see in the past, Cooler's rail was definitely not his strength, but I tell you what, he's been pretty amazing with that railgun today. And of course, moving on to Tourney 4, that will play an important part in this match. And as you see there, Cooler just making a couple of frags in a row, and he's like, okay, I'm ready to go now.
Yeah.
This could be it. So, couple of seconds. This is map number 3, Cooler versus Rapha. Rapha is on championship point, just 1 map needed from the remaining 3, and he will become the world champion for 2 seasons in a row. And off the start, it's a fairly close one, but it's Cooler who gets the advantage with the armor. Both yellows picked up by the Russian.
Yep, and he managed to pick up a railgun too. So weapon advantage is neutralized. It's going to come down to both players splitting the armors and then hoping that one of them hits the first rail.
Of course, a couple of major ways to play Tourney 4. You can play that defensive rocket game around the middle area and play the long distance game with the rail. Or if you're cooler, you can play the long distance game with the rocket launcher, just because you can.
Cooler making some nice baits, pretending to drop down for the yellow armor, actually catching rapha on that bait. Unfortunately, it caused him to give up the yellow armor, but he returned an awesome direct mid-air rocket that kind of neutralized that advantage.
Another yellow armor for Cooler. And rapha wisely is staying out of sight. And of course, these doors are going to be a massive factor here on 24. What a rocket from rapha!
Awesome read.
And it was all down to prediction. Cooler knocked down to 70 armor. There's another great rocket from rapha. His rocket's spot on so far. Oh, and here comes a push from rapha. That was a very brave move. And I tell you what, it paid off massively. There's a good railback from Cooler, though. That should negate the lost yellow armor. 1.5 minutes gone. Still a 0-0 score.
I mean, rapha playing a pretty textbook T4 game so far, going for rocket damage around corners when he knows where his opponent's going. I mean, it's really paid off. I mean, we saw them at equal stack not too long ago, but now Cooler's down to 21 health, 0 armor, and rapha's...
Oh, and he's going to drop down, and there's a mid-air rocket for rapha for frag number 1 here on map number 3, and surely we'll be able to finish this second one. Cooler came running up just towards that mega health, which of course rapha will take, and as I mentioned before, the difference here with the mega health, it spawns just once every 2 minutes. Here comes rapha again. What a combo! Rocket
awesome,
to rail, 3-0. And Cooler already struggling to get off the mark.
Oh, that's some crucial damage, though.
Pummels.
Yeah, it's a crazy amount of damage. rapha looks good to pick up the 25s in the middle. Cooler being very sneaky around the mid-level.
Still got 90 seconds for the mega to be in play. rapha needs those 25 HP bubbles. One collected from mid-tier.
That's good. rapha's no longer reliable. But Cooler's not so bad himself. They got about equal stack now, and Cooler's looking to get a rocket launcher in a second. Or maybe he won't.
Cooler will drop down, of course, for the 50 armor of that yellow. rapha just playing smart, playing defensive,
awesome
doing
rocket.
damage wherever he can. And again, we'll need a bit of health to boost him up. Missed rail from Cooler. rapha backs away again onto this yellow armor. Did get railed, but of course he's now safe after he picks up.
Oh, that would have been a
yellow.
crucial rail.
And it was slightly off for rapha, but he's got height advantage. He will drop down towards Cooler, and that rail, I think, probably would have hit if rapha didn't get himself through that teleporter in time.
Yeah, both players missing a little chances there. rapha had a good shot with that rocket. Now that was an interesting fight. Both players having essentially equal health out of it.
There's another yellow for the world champion. Of course, Cooler has to win all 3 remaining maps now to stay in the game. Or to win the championship, of course, if he wins all 3.
Yep. Cooler doing a good job being out of sight. I guess both yellows spawn at the same time, but also the mega health's coming up really soon. And
surely Cooler will challenge for this mega.
How is he going to do that? Let's see.
Or not. Makes it for the rail instead.
I think that was a nice exit rail. I think he decided that he didn't have a good chance at really defending. Anyways, big fight, yeah.
Yeah, a great rocket there from rapha as he makes his escape once again. And he's looking healthy at 140 health, 27 armor. Over on the other side, Cooler has 100 health. Oh, now 60 armor as he does get hit with that rocket.
Yeah, that was a great initial rocket by rapha, reading that Cooler would go up the jump pad. Oh, just barely misses that rocket jump. That would have given him a good position, but, oh, nice rocket.
Oh, great combo again for rapha, and he knows he can get in for the frag, and it's the rail off the jump pad. Great frag for rapha, and he's now 5-0 in the lead, and Cooler decides it's time to do some damage. He's got low health. He's down to just 44 there, even lower, and now on 7 HP, of course, rocket in the hands of Cooler. I can't believe rapha survived for so long.
But it's not going to matter.
There is rapha straight off the spawn, and he negates that one frag that Cooler put on the board. Both players, of course, railgun in hand after the spawn. No rocket launcher yet for Cooler as he picks up a shotgun. This is a dangerous position with no rocket launcher.
Yeah, rapha knows this.
And rapha might just try to keep that rocket launcher out of the hands of the European champion.
Nope, not going to happen.
Oh, and that's a great rocket, and a second brilliant rocket from rapha.
That's really unfortunate for Cooler. I mean, he came around the corner just as Rapha was like running full speed at that exact spot. And it was a pretty clean kill for Rapha. So now, I mean, he looks to, get the next few yellows and kind of maybe get another kill.
20 seconds for Mega as well. Cooler waiting out on this yellow. Yellow is in position. Rapha says, thank you very much, I'll take that. And he's going to try and stop Cooler getting in on that railgun as they meet up close range. Again, Rapha taking the railgun away, and Cooler only has a plasma, but he's picked up Mega health. He's going to get himself in on the lower yellow as well. Rapha will drop down, trying to do some rocket damage. Well, then decides, I don't need to stick around for this fight. Cooler with the machine gun damage. Good rockets from Rapha. Cooler manages to dodge, but not for long, as Rapha makes it 8-1 with 3.5 minutes to go. Great rail right off the spawn as well.
I mean, that was a dangerous situation for Rapha, but fortunately for him, he connected all of his rockets. I mean, that machine gun can really wear you down unexpectedly in situations like that.
7 frags is the name of the game. Here comes a very aggressive Rapha, and he's like, well, I've got a shotgun, you've got a railgun. Hit me a couple of times if you want, but I'm going to get this frag. And he will take an 8 frag lead. CZM, 3 minutes, 8 frags. Definitely doable, but what does Cooler have to do?
I mean, it looks like Rapha's getting a little bit greedy there, going for that kill when Cooler's jumping away with railgun. Cooler's definitely got a chance here. I mean, if he hits the shot, which he does, he's going to get a good stack now. Rapha's got to be very careful here. I mean, seven frags in 3 minutes on T4 is completely doable. And Cooler has all the weapons and a pretty decent stack now.
You think
Rapha has no railgun.
You think we'll see Rapha playing defensive around that middle area with the doors?
It's going to be really tough for him.
Interesting little decision there for Rapha to actually go in towards that fight. But of course he will take a bit of health away. Good rocket from Cooler. Rapha has made the jump over, and there's a shotgun finisher for Cooler. It's 6 frags now. 2 minutes left on the clock. Cooler knows it's definitely doable, and he's got a spring in his step now as he tries to come back in this matchup. Railgun missed, but yellow armor connected. Failed
missed the rocket jump. That's kind of crucial for Rapha. Oh, that's really crucial for Rapha. I mean, if Cooler had made that rocket jump, he'd have been in great position to get that yellow and get the kill.
Yeah, and Cooler a little bit careful there around the railgun. He knows that if Rapha gets it, he can negate all the armor, and of course his last mega health that's picked up, and that will be almost the last mega of the game. And shot missed.
Rapha is looking to hit 3 really indirect rockets, just enough to knock Cooler down to kind of equal stack with him.
Oh, and that's a great bit of position from Rapha, but he's stuck, of course, by that teleporter exit. Cooler knows he's got to go for it. Rapha decides to rocket jump away, but Cooler will land with a rail. It's now 5 frags that the European champion has to make up in this last 1 minute and 18 seconds. Can he do it, CZM?
It's going to be tough, but I mean, he has a spring in his step, like you said. He's hitting the important shots, and here we go. He found a Rapha, got a clean kill. That's exactly what he needs. It's completely doable for Cooler at this point.
And there's the rocket jump up. Rapha going to be sealed off by this upper yellow. Cooler has to be careful. The rockets are brilliant from Rapha. Cooler down to just 19 out. In comes the rocket from Rapha, and he makes that 5 frag difference appear once again.
Really sick defensive play by Rapha there.
And he doesn't really need the kill.
But he gets it.
Oh, he gets it anyway on Cooler's typing.
All right.
GG, says Cooler, with 40 seconds still left on the clock. Rapha 6 frags in the lead. He's building up this lead now. And with 30 seconds to go, surely we are going to be seeing our first champion 2 years in a row here in the Intel Extreme Masters. And Rapha crowning what started off as a bit of a shaky tournament and turning it into an absolute beast of a tournament with a 3-0 here in the final. 16 seconds left till the end of map number 3.
That was a really good play by both players. I kind of would have liked to see Cooler not eat as many anticipated rockets earlier in this match. That kind of gave Rapha the comfortable lead, but really nice try to come back.
So here we go. The champion 2 years in a row is Rapha from SK Gaming. An absolutely brilliant performance, and he will have his name written once again on the cup. An amazing game, and CZM, I tell you what, you can give me tips for betting in the future, because you seem to be right all the time, my friend.
2 in a row, yeah.
And an amazing performance. Rapha, of course, the champion. Cooler knows that he was outplayed in that game. CZM the defining moments of that match for you?
The defining moment for me was the T9 game. The T7 game. During the overtime. Should I continue? Rapha had a slight stack advantage on Cooler right before the Mega Health spawned. Instead of jumping for the Mega Health and trying to, muscle Cooler out, Rapha actually waited, let Cooler get the Mega Health, did a little bit of shaft damage, didn't take any damage himself, and then hit a falling rail on Cooler. So, I mean, you'd think, okay, if I can get the Mega Health and get in a fight with the guy, I'll probably win. But instead, he was patient enough to, focus on not taking any damage himself, give uncontested damage, the falling rail, and that set him up for the defining kill at the Red Armor in that first map. I could go into more detail on the second map. I mean, that was just a really impressive play by both players. I think it could have gone either way.
Yep.
And this was a textbook T4 game by Rapha.
So, Rapha will be our champion 2 seasons in a row, showing his dominance here in the Intel Extreme Masters. For now, we're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, Rapha is going to...
Und jetzt wollen wir direkt mit der Winner Ceremony hier in Quake Live weitermachen. Es war eine Hammerpartie. Wir wollen natürlich alle 3 Sieger hier auf die Bühne holen, aber vorher den Offiziellen der ESL, den Product Manager Michał Blichertz. Großen Applaus für ihn!
All right. Shane Rapha Hendrickson has made history for the first time in the history of this competition since 2006. For the first time we have somebody who won twice. And that's the American defending title. Now, it's been a long season. I would like to thank our sponsors Intel and Razer and our partners id Software, who unfortunately are not here. But my friends from Intel and Razer are here. Please welcome to the stage George Wu, the program manager for events at Intel, and Mr. Bernard Hammond, the marketing director at Razer. Give them a big hand, please. All right, guys, we've had a wonderful final. George, how have you enjoyed the final here?
It's been great. It's been unbelievable crowds, and I couldn't ask for any more. So it's been a great week, and I'm glad that you guys all stayed and witnessed a great competition.
Bernard, anything a Razer employee has to say in a moment like this?
It was a really intense battle between 2 of the best Quake players in the world, and it was great to watch.
All right, well, there you have it. Okay, so without further ado, let's bring out to the stage the player who has defeated his teammate in order to win a 3rd place and a bronze medal. This is the Frenchman from Fnatic. Strengths! Kevin, question maybe? What do you have to say to your fans in a moment like this? It's been a very, very long road, very, very long season. What do you have to say to your fans?
Thanks you to follow my games, and I hope they enjoy my shaft, and the next time I will show situation when to be aggressive, I promise.
Have you guys enjoyed Strengths with Shaft? Give a big hand to Strengths. And in 2nd place, everyone's favorite, or almost everyone's, representing Team Mars Sports and Team Razer, hailing from Russia, this will be the beast from the east, Anton Kulesingov. Anton, this is your moment to thank your fans who have brought this wonderful sign here and all the others at home that were supporting you. Unfortunately, you haven't won this one. What do you have to say to your fans?
I have to say sorry to them. Sorry, guys. Thank you very much for cheering for me, and not this time. Thank you so much.
Give a big hand to Cooler. And as we approach the final moment of this season, for Quake Live at least, this portion of the season is done. The first man who will have his name written twice on this trophy. Let's bring out the defending champion and the new champion at the same time. Welcome to the stage, Intel Extreme Masters Quake Live World Champion, Shane Rapha Hendrickson. Shane, congratulations, man. Before I give you the trophy, I'll give you a minute just to say whatever's on your mind right now. And please, by all means, do smile. You smile way too early at moments like these.
I just want to thank everybody for coming out and watching this, and to all the players that played in this tournament. This is one of the toughest tournaments, if not the toughest that I've ever had to win in. And everybody played great and had to bring out the best of me. And I'm just so thankful that I managed to win back-to-back, and I don't know, I haven't felt this good in a long time.
All right, Shane, I'm going to step back, I'm going to hide the microphone, and I'm going to hand you over the trophy. How's that sound? Photography. George, come over here. You're a part of this family. All right. Thank you very much. We have our first gold medalist of the Intel Extreme Masters World Championship. But this is just the beginning.